Freedom isn't free. We've all heard it. But there is a duty of citizenship that we owe to our republic and that we owe to ourselves. We are not, as free people, entitled to act like a bunch of atavistic tribal adolescents, indulging in passions as if that replaced thought. We human beings walk around with a beast inside of us, a primal ape ready to come out and smash. And it's not like it's going to smash rationally. It'll smash things that we will hold dear. We share, as human beings, a quality with grasshoppers, in that if we encounter certain stimuli, we become a mob, a human equivalent to a locust swarm. I have seen this. I have witnessed the blackout riots of 1977 in the Bronx. I saw otherwise normal human beings give up their humanity to the demon of the mob, and they lost their reason and their responsibility. We have inherited an incredible treasure in our freedom, and that treasure is genuinely put at risk by the kind of human stampede that has existed since the events in Charlotte. Events that involve an Islamist-style truck murderer and rioting by neo-Nazis and by Antifa anarchists and communists. None of these groups wish us well. None of these groups represent the federal constitutional republic that has given us our freedom. We, as citizens and as individuals, need to be adults. We do not and cannot allow the raw emotions of any moment to stampede us. It's tough. When we see something that makes us react with fight or flight, it's tough. After 9/11, I didn't want rationality. I wanted us to conquer the Middle East. I still do. But we owe it to ourselves and to our republic to repress and control and keep shackled the beast within us, and insist that our actions are chosen for us by our conscious mind which has a conscience, which has morals, which has ethics, which can weigh decisions. And that requires us to sacrifice the feel-good tribalism that has been coming out. No. The statement that I've heard again and again from all sides is, there is no room in America for ... racism, Nazism, and so forth. That's wrong. That's wrong. Freedom of conscience includes the freedom of racists, Nazis, communists, homophobes, misogynists, and all sorts of other people who we wouldn't enjoy having over to dinner and who we would not profit from having in our lives. But freedom of conscience means freedom. The freedom to think and to speak peaceably. Those freedoms are guaranteed to everyone within the broadest possible limits by our Constitution. What we are not allowed to do is to give action to those thoughts, to become violent, and to use peaceful protests as the basis for a mob action or a riot, which is what happened in Charlotte. We must reject the notion that there's no room in America for ideas that we don't like. Of course there is. There's also room in America for speaking about ideas that we don't like. What there's not room for is criminal acts. Assault, murder, riot. Those are not protected speech. Those must be opposed, as must sedition. We do not have a republic where it's allowed to conspire to overthrow the Constitution. We owe it to ourselves to be reasonable people, to have the conscious mind in control of the id, the beast within. If we do that, we can perform our civic duty responsibly and hand on freedom to future generations. If we fail to do that, it will be on us, just like it was on the generations from the assassination of the Gracchi to the rise of Augustus. When Rome's functional republic died, it wasn't because the dictators took power. It's because the people gave that power away. If the American Republic dies, it will be our fault because we didn't live up to the promise of our freedom and we didn't act responsibly. We don't have to be perfect, we just have to try to act responsibly. Think on it. Be well.